Hi, good morning everybody. Welcome to YS Khong Driving. And this is me, YS Khong, and with me is Aaron.
Hi.
Okay, and you can see that nice little car in the background. This is Aaron's car. It's a Mercedes C43, and in standard form it has 367 horsepower, 520 Newton meters of torque. Now, what has Aaron done to the car? He's had it for about a year and a plus, and he's got slightly wider tires, slightly higher profile, and he has also done some chipping, yeah, and it produces more than 367 horses and more than 520 Newton meters of torque. It's not been dynoed, but let's go and check it out. We are now somewhere near Genting Highlands at Awana, and in front of us is the Mercedes C43. This is a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 that in standard form has 367 horsepower and 520 Newton meters of torque. Okay, the base car, as you can see, is based on the C class, and this one has got AMG parts on it. Alright, so this is the car that is slightly slower than the C63, which runs a 4-liter turbo, and this one runs a 3-liter turbo. But middle of the range, this car is still, you can still call this a supercar. Look at the brakes, man. The front brakes, these are AMG, and they look like they are 4-pot calipers, but they are humongous racing calipers, yeah. Now those brakes are good enough for a race car. Okay, the standard tire is a 225 40, but what Aaron is the owner of the car, he has put in the 245 40 series 19-inch. So he has got nice meat here so that you can ride all the hard curbs, hard bumps properly. And at the back, these are standard size, I think is 255, but what he's got is let's see, this is 275 35 series and also 19, and looking at the rear brakes, you can see they are also ventilated, and it's a single caliper. And looking further inside, you can see the multi-link suspension, and this one is okay, you can see inside it's aluminum suspension, yeah. So from the outside, other than the fact that you can see the C43 and the AMG, the car is pretty much a sleeper. And of course the twin exhaust at the back give it a bit of a macho thing and is a bit of a giveaway. But other than the wheels and the brakes, you can't really tell that this is any different from the C class. But the badge here, bi-turbo, gives it away, and 4MATIC means it's 4-wheel drive. With all that power, 4-wheel drive is quite important. Okay, so let's take another look at the car, and in the background you can see Aaron, but you can see it's beautiful. Okay, the car didn't come in this color. Originally it was white, and he wrapped it in red, and now he re-wrapped it. Okay, let's have a look at the engine. Okay, the traditional place to open the bonnet is at the bottom. It hasn't changed much. Okay, let's have a look at the engine. Okay, straight off I can tell you this is an aluminum bonnet. It's very light, and as with all good cars, it has the struts to keep it up. And of course there is the soundproofing, and good cars also have 2 bonnet locks, yeah. There's one here and one on this side, and of course this is the safety, right? Okay, you don't get to see much of the engine, but it's all in there. This is a north-south mounted engine. Okay, the front of the engine is here, the back of the engine is there, and the gearbox is inside. Goes into the body. Okay, and what is this we see here? Ha ha ha! That says race chip. So, according to Aaron, he has done a little bit of chipping. We don't know what is the horsepower, but I would expect at least a 10% gain, or maybe 15%. Okay, so that's the engine. It's a V6, 3 cylinders this way and 3 cylinders that way, and 2 turbochargers. Okay, we're gonna drop the bonnet. Okay, also you notice there were aluminum parts inside the body and in the inner frame. Even so, this car is about 1.8 tons, yeah? It's 1.8 tons, quite heavy. And the grille, this is very much like the other C-Class, except this material might be different, and there's the AMG here. Okay, let's look at the inside. Okay, wheelbase is long. I think this 2.8 something. This is the same as the C-Class, so we no need to go into that. It's very much the same. Okay, looking at the inside, it is very C-Class. Okay, of course the steering is looks pretty much the same. Of course it's got leather bound and all that. Okay, so let's start the engine. Okay, Aaron, I need the key. I'm gonna start the engine. Okay, this is the key, very standard Mercedes key. We're gonna put it here and we're gonna start the engine. Okay, inside the car we have, of course, a panoramic sunroof. That's very nice. And here is the inside of the car. Looks pretty sporty. Look at the round aircon louvers. Okay, there has been a facelifted version, and the center head unit, they made it so much better. It become part of the car. I think this was the older version, and that screen there looked like it's a bit of an afterthought. The new one has a much better and bigger screen, and you can actually do a light show with the internal illumination. Okay, the new one costs about 420,000+. This one costs 385. And this is pretty much based on the previous C-Class before the facelift. And you can see here, the most important here is of course the pedal shifters, and the gear shift at the back there that you can see is still the same. I don't really like it, but well, it's just to put the car into gear. And just now while I was driving it, trying to put on the wiper blades, trying to turn on the wipers, I put the car into neutral by mistake. That happens to me even in my A250. Okay, this is the gear lever area. So there's no gear lever, and there's the little mouse for you to play. Or the thing you see on the left is my microphone, yeah. Then your driving mode switch, the first one on the left. Then they have the manual mode for you to change into manual. Just press the button, and then next one you can see a picture of the shock absorber, and that one allows you to set your suspension to your individual liking. Doesn't matter what mode you're in, you can set the suspension. And of course the last one is traction control. On this side, what's that? Oh, that is the radio volume, and I see a blue button, don't know what that is. And then you have the auto start stop, which none of us like. All right, and there's another button here. I think that's for the rear. Let me check. That's for the rear. Yep, it's for the rear screen to on and off. And I like the meters. It's analog, and you have oil temperature and transmission temperature, and the outside temperature is 16 degrees. Oh my gosh. All right, so speedometer stops at 280. Top speed is regulated at 250. but I think you can get a little bit more. Okay, that's the steering. It's a very nice size, flat bottom, and it's got red stitching. Okay, let's take a look at the seats. All right, here are the rear seats. Pretty standard looking. Is like half leather with red stitching, and of course the isofix points at the bottom. Okay, nothing so spectacular. Leg room is same as in the C class, so not much there. And okay, here's a closer look at the front end, and these are the seat controls. Pretty standard Mercedes stuff with memory also. And here is the engine start stop, which is modified from the previous key hole, yeah. And that's the interior. The front seats look pretty nice. They are buckets and they hold you pretty well. All right, shall we take a look at the boot? Okay, this is the boot area of the C43, and one of my favorites here is the tapao hook. There are two, one on each side, yeah. And yeah, the seats also split at the back, and there's a release here. Okay, you can, yeah, you release, but it doesn't go down, so you can release. Actually, I'm quite surprised that a car like this would have this, yeah. So you can actually, this is a 40, 20, 40, so it splits into 3 pieces, and you can actually put long stuff in the car should you need it. Quite a handy feature. All right, leg room at the back, let's have a look. Sitting here, that's my normal driving position, so yeah, that's about 8 inches, 7 inches. And again, the regulation hole at the bottom, so you can put your shoes inside. All right, that's pretty much it. So thank you for being with us, and let's close the boot. So let's just take another look at the car. Okay, this is the back view. Looks pretty nice. And we're gonna go to the front. This is the side view. It's not every day you get to drive a nice car, and this is a nice car. And okay, that's the front. And so that's about it. Thank you very much for being with us, and stay tuned for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe, yeah. Bye.